Hello, welcome to the second video in our exploration of the Lodash library. Okie dokie, so let's see here. Last we left off with drop while. So we're going to start off with fill. Okay, so let's try out fill. Okay, fill elements of array with a value from start up to but not including end. So fill this array with this value starting from index 0 and to however you want. Okay, so let's see here. Let's fill. We're going to just create a new array. So an empty array, fill it with the word Alex, starting from the first index up to 20. So basically we're going to have 20 of Alex in there. Okay, so let's see here. Save. And let's see here. Oh, did I forget yeah, I forgot parentheses. Oh, silly me. Save. So basically what I'm doing is I'm saying in this empty array, fill it up with the value of Alex every single time, index through 0 through 19, because it doesn't include that last number. So, that's not what I wanted it to do. So let's see here. Let's examine where I went wrong. Oh, this method mutates the array. Okay, does it return anything though? Returns the original array. But why doesn't it? I guess because there is nothing inside of it yet, so I guess there has to be something inside of it. So let's just do my original array, and then we'll use, kind of like in the example, my r.length. So it's just going to give you an array and fill it up with Alex. Yep. Okay, so that did that. So it will replace an existing array and its existing elements. Okay. Neat. Okay, that's one way to do it. Cool. Find index. Okay, does this do anything different than the built-in find index function? Let's see here. Find users, find index users. Function equals Barney. Okay, so this pretty much does what the existing find index function does. So I'm assuming that this was created in Lodash before that was added into JavaScript to begin with. But yeah, I don't see the need for that. Just take a look one more time to see if there's anything special about it. Okay, arguments takes the array. The function invoke per iteration. And I guess only a nice thing here is you can specify from an index, so you can start at a particular index. Okay. It returns a -1 if it doesn't find it. Okay, still, I can see certain situations where that might be useful. Again, particularly for this, where you can actually say start from a particular index. But aside from that, the existing find index function pretty much does this. Find last index. Okay, array to inspect, the function invoke per iteration. So let's see here. Find users function return pebbles. This method, no, I'm looking for find last index. Find last index. This method is like find index, except that it iterates over the collection of elements from right to left. Oh, okay, got it. So basically, if it's there multiple times, it'll find the last one, not the first one. Because find index always finds the first time it appears in the array. This will find the last time it appears in the array. That's useful. Okay, that can be pretty useful. That's pretty cool. Okay, although the example they have doesn't really quite get the point across, but it's neat. So let's just kind of show you. So here I have 0 twice, right? So if I were to do this, first we'll do find index, my array, and then we have to pass in a callback. So we'll just say value equals 0. So it's going to find the first time that the value equals 0. So that should be 0, 1, 2. So index 2. So this time it should give me index 2. Except I got rid of that parentheses again. Shame, fool me once, shame on me. Or shame on you, fool me lots of times. Shame, 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 shame on me. So 2. Now if I do this as find last index, it's going to start from 7 until it finds 0. So it'll return me 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it should return me 5 this time. So that's the difference. If you have like the same thing in your array multiple times, that's pretty cool, because there isn't really a good way of doing that in JavaScript currently. I mean, I can think of ways to do that with find index, but this is much more straightforward. Okay. So that's find index, find last index, first head. Let's see what that does. Okay, so dot head, get the first element of an array. That's okay. Now, why would I need that? I can just call it. So let's just see here. Why is that all the way down here? Oh well. Array to query returns the first element of the array. I mean, the only benefit I can see of this is that if it's undefined, I'll show you what I mean. Like if I just were to do this normally. So let's say I want the console log. I take an empty array, and then I want to console log the first element of that array. It should error because there's nothing there. Oh, I just get undefined. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so this doesn't really do anything different. Yeah. So basically, if I just were to do this, dot head, put it in an empty array, it's going to return me undefined. Yeah, I don't see the point of that. I'm sure there is, but I guess it's good to have in there. Okay, index of. So it gets the index at which the first occurrence of the value is. There's already a function for this in JavaScript. Again, I do have a feeling that a lot of these existed before those higher order array functions existed. So like Lodash is a pretty, classic library. But let's see here. Does this do anything different? Yeah, only this is the only neat part that you can choose what index to start from. Okay, but otherwise, and so basically, wait, what does this do? Index of. So it does almost the same thing as find, or at least the same thing as find index. Find means it finds me the index of the value. So in this case, if I say index of, and I say this array, find me index where the index of 2 is. Just a different syntax. I don't have to pass in a callback in this version of it. So in this case, if I were to do, underscore dot index of, and I say my r, and I want to find the index of 4, which the index of 4 is 0, 1, 2, 3. It should return me 3. Unless I got rid of, what did I do this time? My R. Okay, 3. But I could just do that the same like this, which would be the same thing if I were just to do my R index of 4. That's going to give me the same result. Again, I have a feeling that these functions maybe did not exist, or Lodash maybe added them just to feel more complete. But it does the same thing. The only benefit of this is, let's say I wanted to get the index of this 0, because I know this 0 is on 3, right? So I know, I mean, this is on 2. So I'm looking for the index of 0, but I wanted to start counting past 2. So I'm going to say 3. Oh, sorry for that siren. I live in a busy cross-section. Okay. So in that case, that should instead not count this one, because it's going to start from here. So it'll look for 0 until it gets to here. So that'd be 2, 3, 1... No. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So it should return me 5 in this case. -1. It didn't find it. Interesting. Let me think about that. Oh, wait a second. I know why. Because I put in the wrong arguments. It's supposed to be for Lodash, my array. I'm looking in my array for the value of 0 starting with index 3. And there you go, 5. So that's neat. That's cool. I mean, there's some uses of that. Okay, so let's keep continuing down. Flatten. Okay, I know what this does, but this is neat. So what this does, it just takes an array and flattens it. Okay, so it basically smushes those arrays by like 1 layer. Okay. So let's say I do this. Let's delete all this. Lodash, flatten, and then I pass in like an array that has an array 1. An array that has an array that's 1, 2, and then the next element is an array that's 3, 4. Then the next element is an array that has 5. Or it's just the element, the number 5, and then an array with 5 and 6. So if this is like what I pass in there, it's going to flatten it. And so instead of having all these arrays inside the array, it's going to pull all those inner arrays and pull their values up a level. So that way it's just one flat array. Okay. Ta-da! Which can be useful. There are times where you end up with these sort of arrays inside of arrays inside of arrays that you just kind of want to flatten out. And then that does that. And I actually think they're actually adding this. If they didn't add this in the most recent, like ES 2019, I'm pretty sure they're adding something like this in ES 2020, if I remember correctly. So that's soon to be built into JavaScript. Okay. Flatten deep. So that's if you had like arrays upon arrays upon arrays. Okay, it's going to flatten it all the way. So for example, if I were to put more arrays, so if I were to sit here and let's say Control X, okay, put 3 and 4 inside this other array, with flatten, it's not going to flatten it entirely. Watch, save, I run this. See, it flattens it all by 1 level. So 3, 4 is no longer inside an inside array, but it's still inside of its own array. Like it's just brought up 1 level. If I do flatten deep, it's going to be more recursive and keep doing it until everything has been brought up to the top. So I hit save here. And there you go. Now it's one big flat array. And let's see here, flatten deep, flatten depth. Let's see what that does. Okay. Oh, here you just specify the depth. So you want to say how many. So basically, you might have some really complex array. You only wanted to do 2 layers deep. You don't want it to go further because deep is going to go all the way to the bottom, and then flatten is just going to go 1 layer. So you might want to do that. From pairs. So let's see here what from pairs does. Okay, the inverse of 2 pairs. This method returns an object composed of from key value pairs. Oh, okay, so this has been added to JavaScript as well. So this is actually now this is like 2 entries and from entries in JavaScript. Okay, so basically, if I were to do this, so let's say from pairs, what I pass in is an array of arrays, and each array has two items in it. So we'll say name Alex, age age 34. Okay, so see, each array inside the array is treated as a key value pair. And then what this will do is generate an object from that. So hit save. Okay, so see, it generates an object. And they have this now in JavaScript. So if I remember right, the way this works, it's object dot from entries like that. Otherwise, I pass in the same thing. And I should end up with the same place. Yep. Cool. So that's another thing that was added, but I'm pretty sure that was added fairly recently. And then there's two entries where it does the opposite, where it takes an object and breaks it down into an array like that. Okay, so let's see here. What I want to do is turn this into an object. So name Alex, age 34. So now we have this object that we pass in, and it should return us an array of arrays. Object.toEntries. I think that's part of ES 2020, so I don't think that's actually in JavaScript quite yet. I think it's going to be, let's double check that and confirm that. Object.toEntries. Maybe it's just entries. Let's just find out. I thought entries is when you turn it into... Oh, no, that is what it is. Yeah. Object.entries. That would do that. So, yeah, you already have that. That's right. I just did that in a few videos ago. Oh, brain. So if I save that, object.entries, but it is. Am I doing the syntax wrong? Oh, it's lowercase. Oy vey. Okay, entries, save. There you go. See, it breaks it down into that thing. Okay, and then that's essentially what Lodash's .toPairs does. It takes that object and breaks it down into that array. And C does the same thing. So those two things do the same thing. Let me just go back to the Lodash documentation. Yeah, I don't see anything else that would be used for. So that's that. One thing that'd be nice about doing that is that you can easily turn an object into a map that way, because then you can just pass that array into a map constructor and create a new map if you wanted to work with maps which are iterables. Although you can just iterate over the array and pretty much get the same effect. Now let's see here. We did from pairs, head, index of, initial. Let's see what initial does. Okay, gets all but the last element of the array. And what does it return? It returns the slice of the array. So it returns everything but the last thing. Okay, sounds like gym class. Okay, let's see here. Let's try that. Initial. Okay, and then we're going to pass in my R. So essentially what I should get back is everything but the 7. An array that basically is the 1 through that 0. Yep, and that's what it does. Cool. Intersection. Do a few more, and then we'll end this video. Let's see, we're not even like really only a fraction of the way there. Fun. Creates an array of unique values that are included in all given arrays. Okay, creates an array of unique values that are included in all given arrays using order of references. The results are determined by the first array. So let's take a look at an example. Intersection. Okay, creates an array of unique values that are included in all given arrays using same value to 0. The order and references are a result of the values determined by the first array. Okay, so basically it's just like the difference between difference, which showed you like the ones that are not in both arrays. This will do things that are in both arrays. So intersection, that's actually pretty useful. So let's try this. I'll do 1, 2, 3, and then the second array will be 2, 3, 4, and let's see what it returns. Save. 2 and 3, because those are the two where it intersects. Okay, nice. That's pretty cool. Nope. Okay, intersection. Okay, so this is going to start getting into like difference, where you basically it runs a function to check. So only if it's not that it intersects because they're the same value, but it intersects because you run this function on it and it returns true. So you're running a test on both values and seeing if both values kind of return the same thing. Okay, so let's see here. So intersection, was it intersection by? Yeah, intersection by. Let's so what we'll do is we'll say that they intersect because they're even numbers. So modulus. So we have to pass in the callback. So value. Okay. Return value modulus 2 equals 0. So basically what it's going to do is going to go through each value and see if it's even. Okay, and if it comes back as true and they match, then they're intersecting. So let's see here, save. And I'm not sure what that will do actually. Let's just run this. 1 and 2. Oh, because 1 modulus 2 should be 1. Let me think about that. Why would that suddenly now return 1 and 2? Maybe that wasn't the best the best experiment. But basically you use some other function. Here they use math.floor, but the idea is that function is going to run a test and then they'll compare them based on the results of it. Array values. Okay. So 2, 2. So intersection is 1 apparently. It does it based on the first array. I guess it's because it's going to also, these are both going to end up having false. So they're going to intersect. And then these will be true. So they'll intersect. And then since we already got false, it doesn't intersect again. That's what I think is the case. Okay. Well, I'm not going to overthink that example. But that brings us to, I think we've ran this particular one by enough time. Let me just see, is there another, an intersection with, which I'm sure is like difference with. Let's take a quick look at it, and then we'll wrap this video. Okay. And then this one, actually probably this is what I would have wanted to use there by returning true. Returning true or false. So intersection with, previous one is like they're comparing values. This one they're comparing whether the test returns true or false. So this should actually do what I wanted it to do. Yeah, because that's the only even number that returns true. Okay, that's fine. Not exactly, I think, the test that I really would have wanted to do as an experiment, but we'll leave it at that. I'll see you guys in the next video.